Correct.
But the reality of the matter is, and again, I don't know if you've got the protective bulletproof clothing, because we definitely are going to come under attack for saying this.
Yeah.
But again, if this is straight talk, this is straight talk.
We are.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk. This episode is actually going to be one of our first episodes after a long break. People have missed you, man. Where have you been?
I've been hiding in my corner, dude.
Why?
I've
Why?
been busy, I guess.
You know what I'm going to do? From now on, I'm going to speak with my radio voice.
Oh, please do, yes.
Yeah.
It's rather exciting.
Hello and welcome to Property Turkey, the one and only.
That's more
Hold
like
on!
That's more like an AS stewardess,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Not a radio voice. Not even an AS steward, AS stewardess. Be careful there.
Okay. You're listening to the world's first ever podcast in Turkish real estate, presented by Mr. Alaattin Kılıç and accompanied by Mr. Cameron Deggin. You know that guy who got famous, the homeless dude?
No.
You know that one? There's a homeless guy in America. So there's a viral video. The guy drives on the road and he stops by and there's a homeless guy comes in. The homeless guy does voices. And he says something like, when you're listening to the best records, you're listening nothing but the golden radio or something like that, you know?
And then he actually became famous, did he?
Yeah, and he made a lot of money. Then he kind of
Never
screwed
too
it up.
late for you, Alat.
Yeah, went back to drugs and all that stuff. But
Never
hey,
too late.
yeah. Anyway, the reason why I brought up this radio voice thing is actually because we are now an official podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Play.
Whatever that means.
What I'm trying to say is people can now listen to us while they're driving their cars. Since our shows are, 15 to 18 to 20 minutes.
Sad people.
Yeah, so people can listen to us. Just go to Spotify and write Property Turkey, and you'll be getting your podcast about the Turkish real estate, full of information brought to you by the one and only Property Turkey. This thing, I mean, I don't know. For people who are listening out there, I mean, they're just going to say, who the hell is this guy?
Do you know there's this guy who, forgotten his name. He's quite knowledgeable, actually. He does this program. He got Elon Musk on once, and they were
Joe
smoking.
Rogan.
Yeah, him.
Joe Rogan.
He got Elon Musk to actually smoke weed on the program.
Yeah.
And apparently Tesla's shares went down by 20% overnight because. Do you remember that?
Okay, what are you trying to say? Just because
what I'm saying is,
just because I speak with this radio voice, you
Yeah.
think our shares are gonna go down?
We don't have shares.
We don't have shares to begin with. Anyway,
Exactly.
listen. Today, what we will be speaking about is how to make a killing in Istanbul real estate. Now, right away,
Killing in inverted commas.
okay. What does that mean? What do we mean by that?
Well, I mean, like killing is in. I mean, we don't want people to walk away thinking that you put $100,000 in a year, it becomes 200. No, that doesn't happen. There's no such thing. But what we're saying is how to actually make money in Istanbul real estate, because a lot of people, a lot of offers out there, and a lot of packages. Kind of claiming to be the best and to make you so much money with all sorts of gimmicks, but in reality, when you look back over the past 10 years and all, particularly with the depreciation of the Turkish lira, which is a fact of the Turkish economy. Well, some economists are actually saying that in 2021, Turkish lira will appreciate, interestingly.
It has started appreciating already.
Well, I think it's just temporary. You're asking me why I called it a killing, and obviously that's for, that's a nice punchline. But what I mean by that, with the whole grand scheme of things, is where you will actually make money.
In Istanbul.
Yeah.
Okay.
An investment that, when you look back on 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you'll say, you know what, that was a rewarding investment. Okay, so that's a killing. So I don't want anyone walking away thinking that we're going to double our capital invested in 2 years. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
Unless you're ever so lucky, and unless you hit a gold mine, and I don't think there are many of them in Turkey. So
Correct.
that
Yeah.
isn't going to happen. So basically, let's go around, look at where I think in residential real estate we will make a killing in Istanbul.
Here's the thing. You keep on saying always central Istanbul and boutique project. Is that the correct term to say?
Yeah.
Smaller boutique projects in central
Yeah.
Istanbul.
Yeah.
Choti projects. Okay?
I don't know what that means.
That is Urdu. You have no idea.
Oh gosh, the guy now speaks Urdu.
All right. Now, okay, listen. Here's what we're going to do, Cameron. Earlier today, I went down and flew the drone, okay? Let's start with our office. This is our office. It was damn cold. And sorry about the weather, guys. The weather was quite bad.
That's very great,
here's
man.
the thing. This is Bomonti, okay? And what we're going to show you is a combination of things. We're going to talk a little bit about the urban regeneration, why there is urban regeneration in Istanbul, and we're going to talk about those smaller boutique projects in the city center that Cameron Deggin is referring to as the projects where you can make a killing
Yes.
in his terms. Okay, right away, this is our office. So it looks familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, this is our beautiful office. This entire building,
Right opposite Shishli municipality.
1,300 people work in this office in the headquarters of Property Turkey, Istanbul headquarters of Property Turkey.
No, hold on. We don't have 1,300 people. We have
No, I'm
nearly
just
60,
kidding,
70
man.
people.
We just occupy one flat. Actually, 1 flat and a half.
One floor.
Yeah, 1 floor and a half. Anyway, okay. Now let's talk a little bit. You remember our earthquake episode, right? For those those people who have not seen it.
This episode kind of ties in with the earthquake episode.
Correct.
Yeah. Shall I just give a few provisos to what we are talking about?
Okay.
Here? Because I think it's important that people kind of put it into context. Basically, in order to make a killing in Istanbul real estate, residential real estate, what I always recommend is stay central. Okay. A lot of people will disagree with me on this.
Shall I stop the video for a second?
Please stop the video.
Okay,
on
let
this.
me get back. Okay.
You'll have a lot of people disagreeing with me on this. Particularly, a lot of agents will probably even say to their clients or their prospective clients, "Hey, don't listen to Cameron, blah blah blah. He's got vested interest, or he's saying this or that reason." All right, people say a lot of things, but what I'm saying is, there's one thing that 99% of these guys cannot claim. And it's to know the market, okay?
Yeah.
Because these guys have been in the market for 2-3 years.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the small agencies
look,
have...
I'm not talking about this or that, but what I'm talking about is a lot of the noise and a lot of the information pollution going
It's
around
marketing,
in
man.
the market. It's marketing, but I think
people are
people
in-
need to understand. But what I'm saying here is
Okay.
this. Look, I've been personally investing in Istanbul easily for 15 years.
All right.
Okay? And I made a lot of mistakes. You know, I lost a lot of money.
Okay.
But, you know, I was lucky enough to actually, you know, make some very decent profits out of Istanbul real estate. And there's one very, very striking trend. Where I made money is city center. Where I lost money
Outskirts.
is the outskirts.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because in sort of year 2007, 2008, all the way up to 2012, 2013, I invested heavily on the outskirts of Istanbul.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that's at the time, that was what where the developments were.
What the trend was, I think.
Exactly, that's where the trend was, and there were quite a few developments that were marketed rather heavily. We sold them too, and I invested in them too.
Yeah.
Okay, I can tell you something categorically, Alaattin. Forget the Turkish lira. If you look at hard currency, none of them I made money in. None of them.
When you say you made losses, you're talking about you weren't able to make money. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You made losses in hard
losses,
currency terms.
Okay,
Ooh.
and this is despite the fact that, well, you can appreciate that, you know, being in the market, I get very good deals and very good terms. So, you know, you walk in, the price you're going to get and the price I'm going to get, obviously and understandably, is a little different. You know, I will get a bigger discount than you.
Because you're the owner of a company of 1,300 people.
Well, look. well, because I know the market, and the market knows me. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll get a slightly better deal than you.
Correct. But not 1,300, by the way. Let me say this. Yeah.
Despite that, I haven't made money on the outskirts
Yeah.
in hard currency terms. However, since 2012, I started investing in central Istanbul. Okay? And what I would say to you is, most of my investments in central Istanbul have made very, very decent returns for me. Very decent returns. And even there is a very interesting trend or pattern, let's say. Shall I tell you what that is?
Go on.
The ones where I was tempted by facilities, I was tempted by a big brand name, and all singing, all dancing, high rises, high-end luxury.
Correct.
Interestingly, Alaattin, they didn't make money for me.
Didn't they make any money, or they didn't give you the returns that you were looking
Look,
for?
They didn't give me the returns I was looking for.
Okay.
I'm not in a loss-making situation.
Okay.
But I could have used that money in many other places more profitably. Let's put it this way.
All right.
And stop at that. Okay?
Okay.
But you know those sort of kind of side street developments,
Yeah.
small boutique developments of 20 apartments, 30 apartments, no brand name, but
Yeah.
a nice enough
decent.
design,
Yeah.
and maybe an underground car parking.
But
And
that's
that's
it.
all. And that's all in terms of facilities.
Yeah.
Okay? Those made money. Very, very
Shall
good
we
money
start
as well.
looking at them?
Let's look at a few of them, and let's give a very sharp contrast in terms of two developments I invested in the exact same area. They're like
Okay.
200 meters apart.
Okay,
And
perfect.
just to illustrate the point I'm making.
Okay, perfect. Now, what we're seeing on the screen is this. The reason why I keep showing this green building and the building that is
Alaattin
right
is in
next
love
to
with
it.
this building.
Yeah, I'm not in love with that building, but when you take a closer look at this building, you're going to see that it's empty. Okay, the entire building is empty.
About a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the building right next to it too. It's actually look at the shop down there. It's a very, very, very central location. Yet these buildings are going to be knocked down.
This is Bomonti.
Reason-
This is the entrance of Bomonti in
Yeah.
Shishli.
Yeah, look at that.
Walking distance to Nişantaşı, which is probably the most expensive postcode
Correct.
in Istanbul, if not in entire Turkey. And these buildings are empty. Why? Well, simple, because they're going to be knocked down.
Yeah, because they're not earthquake compliant.
They're about 60-year-old,
Yeah.
very, very representative and typical of
Yeah.
at least 60% of Istanbul's stock,
Uh-huh.
the type of older generation buildings that we're talking about.
Correct.
I think we did an episode on this before.
Yeah.
These buildings were typically were built around late 50s all the way up to late 80s.
Correct.
Even up to mid 90s. Poor build quality.
Yeah.
Generally.
So sorry to cut in, but look at this. Okay, there is there's an empty land there. There was a
Exactly
building
the same. I
like that,
remember the
exactly the
building
same.
before
Yeah,
it was
they
knocked
just
down.
knocked this one down a week
Yeah.
ago or something.
Yeah.
And look at the prime land.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to show you the location now. Okay, if I can tilt the camera a little bit towards the other side, okay? There was a building here just like that one, okay? Now look at how central this location is. That gray building on the side is the Şişli municipality, okay? And look at how central the location is.
You're literally
Bomonti
3-4
is
minutes
right
drive
there.
from the Bosphorus.
Exactly.
That's where you are.
Exactly.
You're at the entrance of Bomonti. You're in
Yeah.
Şişli. So this is effectively the heart of Istanbul.
Look at that,
okay?
man. The Trump
Towers are there.
Yeah.
This is
The
central
highway,
Istanbul.
This is central Istanbul. Now, what I'm telling you, Cameron, actually what you have been telling me and the viewers is that focus on central Istanbul urban regeneration areas. Now, I want you to take a look at this picture right here. In this picture, you're going to see some of those low-rise buildings are actually decent, okay?
Yes.
They're built properly, they're new buildings and etc. But most of these buildings are old, not desirable, not earthquake compliant, and they're gonna get knocked down very, very soon. Now, I will be taking you to your first love right now, and this is a spot-on thing on what you have been saying, like the city center, smaller projects. Now, in the distance, are you seeing that colorful building?
Yeah.
Okay,
Popular.
there. Okay, that one. That one. That one. Now, this one is the building that you purchased and you claim has made you the most money, right?
So this building, well, there was an old warehouse, a textile warehouse type building situated where this building currently sits. It was knocked down about 3 years ago, if I remember correctly. 3 years ago, as part of urban regeneration, because this whole area is being regenerated. And this particular 33 unit development was built there. At the ground level, you have a few shops like coffee houses and I think a barber's shop, and dry cleaners, I think. And the rest are all residential, 33 of them, made up of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Now, I got 2 units here, and I got a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom. May 2019, I think it was, when I got them. So a year and a half ago. Yeah, just over a year and a half ago. Now, I'm going to give you the prices straight out. I got the 1 bedroom, you're not going to believe this, at 450,000 lira. I got the 2 bedroom at, I think at the time it was 700,000 lira. Alaattin, the 1 bedroom, if I put it on the market today at 850, 800, I'd sell it like that. The 2 bedroom, the last remaining 2 bedroom, I was actually with the developer 2 days ago.
Okay.
Because we're looking at new projects by the same developer in this particular vicinity, which will have the exact same investment value. I'm going to get involved in them at grassroots level also. So I'll be talking about these later towards our investment community. But that aside, they sold the last remaining 2 bedroom as a second hand, by the way. An investor had purchased it, so they sold the unit on behalf of.
Mate, look at this location.
Investor. They sold it for 2 million Turkish lira. The
2 million Turkish lira.
2 million Turkish lira. Mate,
I
look.
believe that.
And you know the unit, mine is a corner unit.
Yeah.
That one is a mid-floor unit, which is less valuable than a corner unit. I purchased it for, if I remember correctly, either 700 or 750, 18 months ago. So look, okay, look at the US dollar. Let's go with hard currency again, as I always say. Look at the US dollar rate in May 2019 and look at it now, okay? Take out the impact of the depreciation of Turkish lira, the currency exchange impact. Take it out, and you will find that on these units, I'm averaging around 38% upside in 18 months.
In 18 months.
In hard, well, do your sums in hard currency terms.
Yeah.
Now, I would say to you, there are very, very few residential investments in Istanbul that will give you that kind of an upside. And none of those high-rises, heavily branded developments will even come anywhere close to such an upside. Not in 18 months, not even in 5 years.
You actually bought one of these
okay, well,
units,
to illustrate
right?
the point, okay.
Okay.
You see Hilton Hotel there?
Yeah.
Just behind, I'm not going to name it, just behind Hilton.
Okay.
There is a lovely, high-end, high-spec, high-rise development. This is one of those, heavily facilitated developments. Gym, sauna, wellness center, valet service, concierge service. You name it, they have it.
Correct.
They've got the luxuries of a 5-star hotel. Okay? So if you're looking for a pad in Istanbul, and if you want it to be luxury, easy to maintain, that's the place.
All right.
But if you're looking for an investment like I did back in 2015, okay, like I said, I made mistakes. I bought 2 units there. In 2015, when there was nothing on the ground, not even a pin at the time. I always go in off plan. Today, what I would sell them for in terms of USD rate, again, USD to USD, is only marginally higher than what I paid 5 years ago. Only margin. So I made it little profit,
You
on the
haven't
margin
made as
higher.
much.
What
Okay.
I'm saying is, so I haven't made a loss, so I made a little profit. But what I'm saying is, compared to the other non-singing, non-dancing,
the small little
boutique
project,
development,
Yeah.
the gain I made here in this high-end development is laughable. Laughable.
Of course.
Laughable.
But here's the thing. Let me tell you this. I mean, you know as well as I do that these beautiful five-star hotel-like projects that we also market them are not necessarily, even they themselves are not claiming to be a good investment.
No, they do.
You know,
Hold on, they do.
They do.
Of course they do. You walk
Man,
into
anybody
you
who's
walk into
got-
the sales office at any one of these high-end developments, and the first claim you're going to have is, this is the best thing after sliced bread. They actually market them as good investments. Some of them are actually marketed with rental guarantee gimmicks, which we covered before.
correct,
But the
yeah.
reality of the matter is, and again, I don't know if you've got the protective bulletproof clothing, because we definitely are going to
Yeah.
come under attack for saying this.
Yeah.
But again, if this is straight talk, this is straight talk.
We are
okay?
straight about it.
Now, none of these high-end, heavily branded developments in Istanbul are good investments. None of them. None of them. And I've got myself and my own experience to prove that.
Okay, let me ask you another thing. These places you're saying are not really good investment places. Okay. Is the reason because of the exchange rate?
The
Or-
exchange rate plays a part for sure, because in
Yeah.
Istanbul, and this is a question that we are regularly asked, rightly
Yeah.
so, by our client base. You know, in a country where you have such depreciation, where Turkish lira keeps on depreciating,
Yeah.
how is it that anyone is going to actually come out on top and make money? And what I'm saying is, you will if you know what you're doing.
Of course.
You will.
Of course.
And to be able to do so, you need to know exactly where to invest. If you go in and invest in these types of high-end, branded luxury developments, you may end up with a beautiful, beautiful home that
Yeah.
you'll be ever so happy to use for many years to come. But if you're looking for a really good return on investment, I'm sorry, you ain't getting it.
Now, let me ask you another thing. I mean, look, you are literally shitting on these projects, okay?
Well-
and yeah, the way you're saying that, oh, these are branded and they're coming out with a huge premium and etc. Well, I get that, but our company, we sell these projects to our clients.
We do.
How do you justify that?
Okay. Okay. There's a fantastic expression I like. Let the buyer beware.
Okay.
Let the buyer beware. Okay. With all our YouTube episodes,
Correct. Yeah.
and also our client advisors, when they deal with clients, we tell people what we think, straight up front. Despite the fact that sometimes the type of advice we give to our clients pretty much go against the grain of what they hear from the market. So we even risk being isolated in terms of the advice we give, which
Correct.
may even make us look like we're giving the wrong advice. But we tell people exactly what we think. Then we offer them everything, because a lot of people who come to Istanbul in particular, well, in Turkey, they would come to us suggesting that they're looking for the most viable of investments. So their mouth says investment, but in reality, generally, their heart is lifestyle.
Correct.
In other words, although they say they are after the best investment, when they end up buying something, you do know that the decision made was not purely an investment decision.
Of course.
They bought what they see themselves living in. Even if they're
Correct.
never going to live in Istanbul, they end up making a decision following their heart. And the reality is, these high-rises generally, because of their facilities, because of the quality of build, because of the way they're packaged, they look and feel better.
Of course.
100%.
course.
But what we are saying is, look, Mr. Client, if you are indeed looking for maximum return on investment, these luxury high-rises are not the way to go.
Correct.
The way to go in Istanbul is low entry-level city center. I'll repeat it again. Entry-level city center.
Okay, what are we talking about? Be
let me further clarify this. This is important.
Because I don't want to get people asking for, I have 15,000 US dollars, can I buy something?
Exactly. Look, again. So, what is entry-level city center? You know that green building that you showed?
Yeah.
The one that was vacated, that was emptied about a year ago? The green building opposite our office,
I'll show you, yeah.
which is obviously going to be knocked down.
Yeah.
And the reason it will be knocked down, this one, the reason it will be, stop it there, the reason this will be knocked down is simple, because it is no longer safe to live in.
Correct.
It's not earthquake compliant, and in Istanbul, as you know, we constantly live under the threat of an earthquake, because Istanbul, as we covered it before, is on an earthquake zone.
Correct.
Not a primary fault line, but it is on an earthquake zone, and it will happen. Now, a mild tremor even will damage this building.
Of course.
And low entry level, I'll go back to that. 2 years ago, you could pick a 2-bedroom apartment in this building for probably $70,000.
For city center, that's nothing.
And they think this is a good investment.
Yeah.
No. When we say low entry level, we mean low entry level, earthquake compliant, new modern built buildings.
Correct.
We don't mean low entry level, undesirable, to be knocked down buildings.
Yeah.
No, don't go there. You're taking on a lot of headache. You are taking on massive disappointments and potential losses of money and life.
Okay,
Don't go there.
so what happened
low
to
entry
the people
level
who bought them?
Quality.
Yeah.
Low entry level luxury.
Correct.
Okay. Now,
Affordable luxury.
affordable luxury. That's the phrase.
Okay.
In the city centre.
But Cameron, the real craft is actually being able to bring out such deals. I mean, look, we're saying low entry level, affordable luxury city center properties. Those properties are not easy to come by to begin with. Okay,
True.
there aren't many of those buildings out
urban
there.
regeneration is a new thing.
Of course, that
in these areas.
That's number one.
So most of the
two,
stock is under construction right now.
That's number one. Number two is that they get sold very, very quickly. And Turks are aware of this. Guys, look, you're talking about investment in Istanbul. If you're talking about real estate investment in Istanbul, you have to think about this first. The 95% of the market is made up of Turks.
Particularly at the low entry level.
Particularly
this
at
is
the
a
low
very
entry
interesting
level.
thing. Actually, you hit a very
let me
important
continue.
subject.
Let me finish.
But I'm going to forget this.
Okay, let me finish. What I'm saying
Remind
is, you as a foreigner, this is very important. You as a foreigner think that I'm going to go to the market, the Turkish real estate market. I'm a foreigner. I don't know the language. I don't know nothing. Okay, yet you expect to invest just like Turks and make money while these guys have already been in the industry, and all of them are your competitors. So the thing is, being able to come across such properties is already something very, very hard. But I actually have one example of those buildings, which I'm going to show, but continue.
Do you know what?
What?
You actually hit the nail on the head. You know these high rises, the really high-end luxury residences. If you look at the Turkish to foreign composition of them, you'll find that there is a noticeably higher percentage of foreign ownership.
Correct.
Whereas if you go to the types of things that I now invest in, the small boutique, urban regeneration, low entry level, affordable luxury, almost 100% are Turkish.
Correct.
You'll find hardly any foreign investors in them, simply because they don't even know about them.
Yeah.
Because those high rises are sitting ducks.
Correct.
They're mass market. It's those little gems that the foreign investors hardly ever get to see.
One of those
and
is
they're
this
the ones
building.
they need to invest in.
One of those is this building. Look at this building now. Okay. This one is actually a new project that we got exclusively in Beşiktaş. Now, Cameron, I am going to show you. I actually, you know what happened? I filmed this video. I actually made a live. I made this tour live with a drone. No one else does that in the market. Okay, look, I need to get credit right now. Okay,
Credit
no one
where
else.
it's due.
Yeah, credit. No one else does that. Okay, now hold on. Now, look at this building's view. This is about the 5th floor. Okay, 5th floor onwards. Look at the view. You have a Bosphorus view, and in the distance you have the Maiden's Tower. Are you kidding me, man?
This
the
is Beşiktaş, right?
This is Beşiktaş.
Is this where Ihlamur Kasri is? Just above.
Yeah.
Dikili Taş area.
Yeah.
I know
Look,
the area. Yeah.
look. Let's just.
Well, I actually
continue.
have a place around the corner. Yeah.
You do. Okay. Let's just continue a little bit more. I'm going to show you where the project is located. Okay. Now, there's nothing that can obstruct the view of this project. Okay. Now, this particular project is not going to be a very high rise, and I don't think it's going to have many units anywhere. But look at the location, look at the surroundings, man. This one is called Ihlamur Kasri. This is one of the hunting homes of the Ottoman sultans, and this is one of the most beautiful parks in the city center of Istanbul. And as you know, the city center of Istanbul is not really famous for its green areas. So any kind of a green area is really appreciated.
Gift, really?
Exactly. In the city center. And look, this place is in the vicinity of that building, right?
What are the prices like there?
The prices in Turkish lira terms, I think 2 bedrooms are starting from 1.6, 1.7 million Turkish lira, which would roughly translate into $200K dollars. And
so
that's
for $200,000, you're picking a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
In the center of Beşiktaş.
Dude, look at how central.
All right, let me ask you another question now. Go to Bomonti, those high rises. What would you pay for a 1-bedroom?
$300K.
Exactly. You'd pay $300,000 for a 1-bedroom.
Correct.
Whereas in a better location, in the heart of Beşiktaş, you're picking a 2-bedroom.
Look at the location, Cameron.
That's what I'm saying. For less price.
Yeah. I mean,
for 2/3 the price, 2/3 of the price. So this is an investment. This is what an investment is.
And these are not easy to come by. Look, let me show you. Like, this is how close it is to the Bosphorus, right? It's just minutes away. And look, it's just this tiny building right here, this small, tiny building on the corner. And being able to come across such projects and being able to offer these to the market is the real craft of a real estate agency. Okay,
and this is exactly what I'm tasking the team to do these days. Because what you know what I said to everybody last week. I said, stop doing what everybody else does. Stop selling sitting ducks, because you know what? No matter how tempting they are, they're not investments. Go and get me real investments. That nobody else has on their books, because this is what I want to sell, because this is how you make a difference.
Correct.
You know? And this is why Serkan and the other guys, they're out on the streets every day trying to sign up these types of places.
We have sold a couple units from that building already under construction.
Justin last week
knocked
Justin
out
sold 4 units. And you know what? The
4
buyers,
units?
4 units.
What?
To 2 buyers, to investors. I think from US, they bought online. You know what? I'll tell you something. In 18 months' time, they're going to love us. They're going to love us, those people, when they see how the price is going to climb up there. Because once this construction is completed, I can assure you there'll be minimum 20% markup in hard currency terms.
Correct.
Minimum.
Correct. I mean, the location is perfect and everything is perfect. Look, just looking at a 360 view look at this project. I mean, it's just deals like that, Cameron. Deals like that. You know what you should be doing right now? What we should be doing, in fact.
Go on now.
We should be bringing out more.
Well, let me give you some news. I can't name them yet. We're picking 3 new developments in Bomonti, exactly the same as Popular, where I bought. 3 of them. We're picking 2 in Beşiktaş. Fantastic entry level, luxury entry level. If I told you the prices, you're not going to believe the prices we're getting on these.
Okay, don't say that. Don't talk about the prices.
And we're picking 2 in Cihangir.
In Cihangir?
New
New
builds
builds in Cihangir. Now
very, very sweet price.
That's something rare.
Yeah, I know.
Very rare.
So next year, these are the things we're going to bring to market.
Hopefully, man.
Next year.
Hopefully. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching Straight Talk. Follow us on YouTube. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. And also, you have this amazing podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Play.
I still don't know.
Okay. Bye-bye.